Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. A great match here today. We have Mini, one of the very best Protoss players in the world. I feel like he's been overshadowed a little bit lately because Snow and Best have been playing so well, and Bisu too, actually. Honestly, the top four Protosses right now are out of control. Mini also still playing very, very well. And his opponent down here, the best Terran in the world, it is Light. And yeah, that's a sick match. You know, these are, again, two players that absolutely are favorites in ASL. We might see a victory from, or an additional victory from one of these guys. So should be a great ladder match here today on Blitz Y. You see, already we have a little bit of action as Mini is going to go across the map and get a proxy gateway up. We'll see if like the timing of this gate. Oh man, I guess it's just gonna be like a 9-gate into gas steel type situation. This will be fun. If you tuned in to the cast on the previous day, we had Light on another 2-player map against Snow. I definitely suggest you check that one out. It'll teach you a lot about these proxy gates. But let's take a look. So that's a 9-gate. That's nice and fast. Here, I feel like you can go either way. You can go 2 barracks or you can go 1 barracks here. I actually think that this map is pretty well defendable for a 2-player map. Like, honestly, out of all the recent 2-player maps, this one might be my favorite overall. It feels like they've done a lot to make it not quite as bad as something like Dark Origin or Eclipse is for Terran. Yeah, it feels a little bit more playable. I'll get into that once we get into a slightly later position. But one nice thing is look at how close your ramp is to your command center. Whereas you look at some of these other maps and it's like, okay, well, the ramp is so far away, you actually might have to battle all the way there. Whereas here it's like, okay, you can have like a defensive position and then move 2 steps and you hold your ramp and they can't really get up anymore, right? So stuff like that is actually pretty big for the early game. Now, Light decides to go 2 racks. I think that this is an excellent call. And the big question is, do you cheese with this? Do you make just enough Marines? Do you try to attack? Are you just trying to break the gate? There's a lot of decisions to make here, and it can be risky on both sides, right? If you don't think they're going for like Marine Medic and they do, you're just going to die as Protoss. So you do have to take that into consideration. Now, the first Zealot comes in, cancels that SCV off. Some very good micro here from Mini. Putting some damage onto the SCVs, but Light is pulling them very, very quickly. Still working on that gas, but Mini is just relentless with the Zealot movement. Ooh, he's gonna get a hit. Oh no, oh my God, he doesn't. What a pullback there from Light. Creating 2 Marines at a time now. He is going to be able to start to overwhelm. And this is where Mini has to be a little bit careful. If he wastes his Zealots, the counterattack potential opens up. And that is absolutely not something that you want to have to deal with. You know, as Protoss. If they're moving across the map because you lost these 2 Zealots with like 8 Marines and 2 SCVs, you're gonna have a hard time holding. Absolutely. So right now, Mini is running back to his own high ground. This is a great choice. If he engages here, then he'll have half-missed shots on his units, right? So it makes it really hard to engage. Now, that being said, Light went 2 racks. He has no choice. He has to go up here and kill this gate. There's just, if you go 2 racks, it's to move out and kill the gateway. So here he goes. He's coming up, and he actually pushes him back pretty quickly. It's great SCV blocking, and he's setting up to trap the Dragoon. Ready? Mini coming in. Oh my God, that bunker was sick. Again, trying to set up to trap the Dragoon. I think the Dragoon will pop out on the side. Yep. And it's going to be able to get away. So he was a little bit off on that. You can make a little prison where it's going to pop out and it just dies. So, you know, unfortunate there for Light, but he actually kills the gateway very, very quickly. Mini does have the Dragoon. He saved all 3 Zealots. Some damage, but overall, I feel like he's saved enough. He's going to be all right. Shield battery goes down. That's what I was jumping up here to look for, because that's something you absolutely want here just in case. Shield battery's warping pretty quickly, so I think he's going to be okay, but you do attack with this regardless. What we'll see is the 2 SCVs go in front to block Zealots from getting good connections, and he will shove as hard as he can with these Marines. You want to trade them out. We have a factory at home, so it's not going to be a Marine Medic. Now, his SCVs, he actually looks like he drilled them really quickly instead of just put them in front. But they do get in front. This one's stuck a little bit. A little bit unfortunate there. Zealots coming up, getting on top of everything. The shield battery has already used up all of its charges. Tries to get a bunker. And honestly, it feels like that trade was pretty good for Mini. Oh, if he gets that, that's pretty sick. Oh, it's so low. It is so low right now. Actually, a high health SCV could kill this. Dude, oh my God. He takes the shields off of it. Oh, and he gets the additional mana that came onto the shield battery. So he's going to be able to save this one. Okay, so great micro there. I think overall that was a very good hold from Mini. He didn't have to pull his probes. Yeah, he lost his Zealots. He's kept this Dragoon alive. But he basically just killed off all of the Marines, right? So right now, you know, Light's counterattack didn't do that much. He cleared the buildings. You know, his command center is with good time. You can see it's slightly faster than that Nexus, and that's always really nice for Terran. But the range upgrade is almost done. So that's going to be a bit of a pain, right? It's going to be about 50 seconds before we have Siege. I think he's going to get Siege. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. He's actually going for Siege Tank first. And in fact, he needs to pull another couple SCVs up here. You need one SCV repairing per Dragoon, and because there is a gateway, he doesn't know if another Dragoon's already on the way. So you need 4 up here, basically, just to be safe. So he's going to want to keep it repairing with 3, because then he's not going to have to watch it as much. He does have Siege Mode on the way, but he gets Tank first. So this is, I mean, this is a fair amount of lost money just by repairing plus, you know, having 4 SCVs that are not mining right now. Comes out, hits that goon. You know, there's only 3, so you're not afraid. He can do things like that. So kind of a funny position, right? If there's 4, you probably don't do that because it'll be 2-shotted by 4 goons. So you're going to play that really carefully. But these are also very damaged, don't forget. If they start taking Marine hits, they can die really, really quickly. Now the command center is up. This is some funny movement from Light. Looks like a broken robot. And we actually already have the armory upgrading there for Light. So he's like getting ready for a much longer game right now. Okay. Looking over at Mini's base, he floated one of his barracks. I love this move to just float. You know, when you have the 2 racks and you're not going to go bio, just float one across as a scout. Then you don't have to like worry too much. You can actually see exactly what your opponent's doing. So he sees Robo, and in fact, he sees the shuttle pop out. So he's going to know. It's like, oh, okay. Maybe he expands down here, but more likely it's just a Reaver drop. We can see that Mini is actually taking this middle base, which is kind of interesting because this rush distance, this area, like once Psystorm is out, you can't really go through there. But before that, I mean, if you get tanks with Siege Mode and ranged Goliaths, you can push through here with a pretty minimal amount of units, and it's pretty dangerous for Protoss. So that's an interesting idea to take this base. You know, there's a lot of bases over on the sides that are really far away. That's hard for Terran to attack. But that might be one that Light is able to hit. We have the Academy on the way. That's kind of interesting. Wasn't expecting that, but I think that is primarily because he's going Goliaths with range. You want to have scans as opposed to turrets there, and then you can do things like pick off observers. Just building some stuff on the fringes of his base. Has that gas mining, both of them at 44 workers, so that's pretty solid for Light. He's got to be happy about that. The shuttle coming down with a Reaver and a couple Zealots there. We have shuttle speed on the way. So just want to throw that out. That will be finishing relatively soon. Give him a little bit more maneuverability. But going to go into the main base with the Goliaths and tank. Or a couple of tanks going up to those 5 factories right now. A lot of Goliaths being made. 4 ranged Goliaths, 2 shot a shuttle. So it's 4, excuse me, 4 is the number. If you're going to get range, you should get 4 Goliaths. Honestly, I think against Snow, 5 is the number because he focus fires down 1 Goliath as quick as he can to make you take the extra volley, which saves his stuff like every time. It's a very common thing I see from Snow, and I really think 5 Goliaths is the number against him. But anyways, has these Goliaths spread right now. Getting that Vulture speed, 2nd add-on for a few more siege tanks. Yeah, he's going to have to get mines as well, so you don't want to wait the whole minute and 3 seconds for that to finish on its own. You can just make another add-on, get that mines going. And yeah, we see where this game is starting to go, okay? So we see the 3 more gateways. We see the Citadel. We see the 4th base. So it's going to be 4 base heavy macro from Mini. Notice how he's not taking other gases. So this is once again going to be this kind of, it's not exactly new meta, but it's very popular right now. You open Reaver, then you macro really heavily, and around 165-ish supply, 170 supply, you attack, move into Terran. And like generally Protoss gets way ahead in supply. So we'll see what Light is able to pull off against that. You know, he did get the very fast armory, so his upgrades will be pretty solid. He's playing the new Terran meta as well, where you go for 1-1 before getting Starport and Science Facility. Because basically the build that Mini's doing kind of crushes upgrade Terran. You just don't really have the units that you need, and you just get behind, and Terran or Protoss like out tempos you in a lot of ways. Right now, a little bit of vulture harassment going on. Pylon walls are up in most areas. Gotta get some probes over to that nexus for sure, but I think he's a little bit nervous about vultures maybe running in and sniping things. Now you see he's bringing up his range Goliaths plus siege tanks, and it looks like he may want to... Ooh, that was a good pickoff. It looks like he may want to try to attack through here. Like I said before, when you have range Goliaths plus tanks with siege mode, this area is very good for Terran. So he is pushing up. This is why I was really questioning this as that third base location. So Light starts to siege. You can't like hit the nexus over there or anything. You do have to pop out to hit it, like right about there. Starts laying a few mines. The Goliath's going to try to keep speed shuttles off of him. More and more units rallying out. He does have a starport, so it looks like he might go towards more upgrades as well. Dragoons going around. Maybe they want to catch reinforcements, but right now it looks like this base may be forfeit. Now, that being said, Mini is macroing heavily. Like, he's got a lot of gates. You can see him adding some more. So we got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 gates plus robo production. We have this little counterattack running by the army. This is stopping any reinforcements. So that is a very powerful move. And of course, he does pick off a siege tank there. He's going to get the other barracks, so you can't build more factories. Light already did start another factory, so he's going up to 6. No big surprise there. That's pretty common right now as well. And we have the siege tanks coming out. So I think he holds this all right, and he is going to kill this nexus. So very powerful plays on both sides. Now, honestly, I'm not sure who's going to be able to end up taking this. This is a great move by Mini. I like that Light is killing that base, but killing these SCVs off, picking off some of these siege tanks, you know, you gotta take this seriously. And now he's bringing units back to help hold. This is the time to clear this. He's not going to get that nexus. This army's coming back to deal with like a handful of goons. So now Mini should just run up here and kill this. He should not let this nexus die. There you go. He has Zealots charging through, dragging some mines. It is going to be a little bit expensive, but he is going to be able to pick this off. That nexus is, in fact, not going to end up dying. Very good hold by Mini. The counterattack around really working wonders for him. And now he's going through the center. That doesn't seem right. That's like, you know, Terran can set up and you coming through a little choke like that's tough. Mini losing a lot of units as he comes in here. The Reaver drops out, trying to get some good scarabs. We'll see what he gets. No, not very good. Loses the shuttle there, unfortunately. Trying to get that Reaver as well. The Reaver microing back, kiting as a Reaver does. Looking into Light space. He does have that science facility, but hasn't started his +2 yet. Just has that 1-1 upgrade. Mini, of course, has more bases. He's up to 50 probes against 41 SCVs. 4 base against 2. That's not good for Light. Is Light just going to continue to attack? It looks like that's the case. He comes up, trying to siege through here. He's actually being very efficient against those goons. Mini may be a little bit sloppy there. Oh, that mine drag was insane. Only a few Dragoons left over. He does have a lot of gates, don't forget. He might still be able to just break through this. Honestly, I think he's going to. I don't think he's going to end up losing this nexus. It looks like there is enough units here. Another nice Scarab goes off, picks off that tank. Maybe a little bit of damage can be dealt by these vultures in here. But Mini is shutting everything down. And honestly, Light doesn't have anything left. He has no tanks. Yeah, he GG's. not a big surprise. So that game... Like, I really liked the openers on both sides. I think both of them played really well. I think that attack by Light was super smart, but he didn't set up against the counterattack. Having to unsiege and come home against the counterattack, you lose your chances because you had to kill this Nexus. You had to kill it to have a chance in this game, and he wasn't able to do that. Very well played. Excellent game. This is an ASL map, so I hope we see them play on that. Anyways, that's it for this game, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.